It's another day here at the Kotoka International Airport. 2 airlines have just arrived here, and the passengers are expected to move to this end of the terminal to begin the processes as has been instituted by the Ghana Airport Company and being implemented by the Port Health Service of the airport. Now, these airlines from the USA and Togo have passengers who are already undergoing the procedures. First off, Dr. Lawrence Latte, who is the Port Health official, is taking us on the tour, is telling us about how the processes go, especially from the start point, which is right here, where we fill their data.
So as we can see here, the passengers have alighted from Delta airline and then the ASCII, so from US and then Lome. And once you get in per procedures, you have to fill a health declaration form. Previously, it was manually filled, but with the advent of COVID, it has been digitized. So you have to fill, you can fill online, or when you arrive, the Port Health staff will help you to fill. The Port Health staff are assisting the arrival passengers to fill the health declaration form. So you can see the digital forms mounted on various stands here. So once we fill this health declaration form, you're able to capture your clinical record, you're able to capture your demographic information, and you're also able to capture information about where you are coming from. And if you're in transit, mostly they don't fill, but basically that is it. So that in the event where we get a positive case, we are able to trace the contacts and then do the subsequent follow-up. So this is the first point of call where Port Health staff are heavily involved to ensure that all the necessary information about the passenger is captured.
Right after the passengers arrive from here, they begin the data entry procedures, which is, we see here, the automated data entry procedures. You enter your name, your last name, your sex, your date of birth, nationality, occupation, all those other biodata and medical records will be entered here. Now, we're told that after this process, the passengers will move all the way to another station, which is right here, where another Port Health official will try to validate the records of the passengers as they have entered them onto the system there. So at this stage is where the validation happens. And once the validation processes are complete and the reconciliation is done, the processes continue.
Is cross-checking the information, is actually validating the information to ensure that the passport numbers, the name, age, sex, all the country, residence, all that information is actually valid, so that we all know the importance of having accurate information. So that's what we do here. So you finish the other side, you get to this Port Health officer, he will validate the information and ensure that all the records are accurate and correct before you proceed and continue the process. So that's this station, and that's what Port Health is doing over here. Thank you very much.
What happens if the validation or the reconciliation has a problem? Some of the information is problem.
Yes, so he has the mandate to enter the system and do the necessary corrections. And as you can see, he is actually talking to the person whose biodata and subsequent information is being guarded. So the person will just have to make sure, see again, he will be checking the passport to ensure that the date of birth, you know, the nationality and all the other information is actually correct. So there's a validation point. So it will be difficult to have the wrong information. If he discovers that the information is not accurate, he will make the necessary changes and he will inform the passenger that this particular information was not accurately entered, and therefore he has made the accurate input. You proceed to the bank. You make the payments, and it's permissible to pay online or you pay in person. So you can see the bank, the tellers doing their work. So once you pay, they affix, you know, a coding system at the back of your passport, which will eventually be used to trail your results.
So after payments at the tellers and the banking area, we're going to move to exactly where the tests are conducted here at the airport for the passengers who arrive. And by the test, we're talking about the antigen test. And as you saw on the poster there, $50 for passengers from ECOWAS countries because of the arrangements that the regional body had agreed on, and then $150 for regular passengers outside ECOWAS.
Where the labs tests are being done, and the samples are taken, and then the passenger continues the journey. So this is just the lab section.
See happening here is the movement from where the lab swabs are taking, and then the chain will move all the way to where the results will be received by the passengers when they come to the airport. And so we're about to find out what exactly happens at that point. It's been a few minutes since passengers arrived from the USA and Togo via Delta Air and Askai, but the crowds are gone. The processes, Dr. Lawrence Latte says, have been made seamless with a heavy deployment of digital technology.
Recently, on the 21st of April 2021, the Minister of Health issued a communique that all test results must be digitized. Because of the issue of fake results that from time to time slip through, we know that the African Union Trusted Travel through the biomass and Panabios platforms have been instituted, and we have various tablets. As you can see, the gentleman at the back, when you come with your test results, you give them your passport number, or you're able to scan a QR code on the test results to verify that the results that are in are actually coming from an accredited laboratory. And this has become a very crucial part of the response strategy, especially looking at what is happening across the globe. You know, there's a wave across the globe, and we have to ensure that all the results that we are getting are actually genuine results. So we've also started that activity, and Port Health is leading in that regard.
Come with me, let's check out the thermal thermometer scanner. All you need to do is walk up to the booth, and then sensors pick your temperature readings real time.
Previously, you have to use a handheld thermometer, but this has made it very simple. It's made the flow very fast, and the workload is able to move faster than previously. You can see the camera at the top that is shooting, and it's been set at various angles. So once you are within that perimeter, it takes your temperature, it identifies your face, and even to the extent that it's able to capture your face and store it, so that once we are looking for you, we have the facial image that we can use to look for you.
But right here, days ago, on April 21, 45 positive cases were confirmed. Subsequently, the figure shot up to a record 75 in one day. Port Health officials say the Health Ministry's intervention to digitize the systems here is already yielding results.
The difficulty is your ability to even detect that this is a fake result. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of labs across the globe. So if I stand here in Accra and you hand me a PCR test result, there are basic features that we look at. For example, the name of the lab. Number two, the one who issued the lab results, the signature of that person. Is there a security seal on the PCR results? So you see that people who try to bypass the system do not have these security features. They may not have a signature on the results. And in fact, you look at the results, it's in another language that you may not even be able to read, which is not in accordance with our protocol. So there we suspect the test results. And then the Port Health officials will have to make some countries, if it means reaching through diplomatic missions, confirm the name of the particular lab and all that. So we have our means of checking the results that come in. But then again, it's a manual process. It's very tedious, very tiring, very difficult to ascertain. But now that we are introducing the Panabios system being led by the Ministry of Health and Ghana Health Service, it becomes a bit easier for us, because the assumption is that the results have been uploaded onto the digital platform. So once you come, we scan through the digital platform, and it's able to give us a check that, okay, this test result is coming from an accredited lab. If it's a fake result, it uses an algorithm system that is run, and it's able to fish out and give you an indication that suspect this result. When that happens, we have to go through diplomatic means and verify from the departing country that we have lab A, B, and C. Is it part of the accredited labs, or it is not an accredited lab? And then we take further actions. The point that we must note is that if you come in with a fake result, it's more like a criminal activity, and therefore the laws of the state will deal with you severely. The airline that brought you would also be surcharged according to the protocol. So for us, we are excited about this digitalization of the test results, and we are grateful for all that is happening now.
Since you started implementing, have you checked out any suspected results in the last 1 week?
Okay, so we are still in early days yet, and we are checking. The data that we have has not flagged any results. And most of the countries are now getting to know of these particular restrictions, that if you are coming into Ghana, this is what you have to do. So gradually, we are getting people enter their results into the system. We believe that in a week or two, if you do not have a digital result, it will be difficult to enter the country.
So we're almost at the end of a tour of the Kotoka International Airport. So right from the booths there by the port health officials, where the scanners, temperature scanners, etc., are, you would have to make a move from that area all the way to this point where the results of the test are made known to the passengers who show up here. Now, according to the port health officials, there's been a digitization of this process so that your results will be shown to you digitally, and it's a very seamless process. So after you do that and get through this process, you move straight to the holding area. So at the holding area, when individuals appear to test positive, or their temperatures exceed a certain limits, they are taken to the holding area, which is just right here behind me. So this is the final stage of the entire process here at the Kotoka International Airport for passengers who arrive from other parts of the country.
You have the resident doctor, you have the clinical nurse, and you have the psychologist also in here. So when you test positive, the doctor will talk to you, interview you to find out whether you have some signs and symptoms, whether you have come into contact with a COVID case. And then the psychologist will also talk to you and go through a certain processes with you. The nurse would also do her part, checking your temperature, making sure that you are okay. And then you'll be, from here you move out, you sit there whilst waiting for the ambulance. Within a short while, the ambulance team will come, and then they will take you to the treatment center at East.
But what accounted for the spike in cases here between April 21 and 25?
We have all the information. We've called even the contacts, people that were on the planes where passengers tested positive. We have reached out to them by phone, and some of them have had their tests even done as we speak now, and the exercise is ongoing. That's what we call the contact tracing. We've even enhanced it because of the minor surge that we had from the 21st of April. So we have their contacts. I just checked with the resident doctor, and then at yesterday we had 4 cases. The day before, that would be Wednesday, we had 0 case. On Tuesday, we had 0 case. And the numbers have gradually declined. But then the Ghana Health Service has mounted up an aggressive response to the minor surge that we had here. Various call centers have been activated. Various teams have gone out to do contact tracing. all the contacts have been reached. Most of them have been reached, I will not say all, and they are being tested just as follow-up. And a travel advisory has also gone out. We've had a push message to all the passengers who were in the flight from the 21st to now, so that should they observe any symptom within their body, there are contacts that they can reach, there are people that they can contact, and all that. Investigations are still ongoing. There are various theories that have been postulated, but the investigations are not yet complete. So we are hoping that in the very near future, the findings will be made available to the general population.
Director of Port Health, Dr. Lawrence Latte, says the regime of isolating positive persons found at the airport has not been scrapped.
If you get in here and you're a passenger, maybe the Port Health staff notice a rash on you or notice anything suspicious on you, they pull you aside and then they conduct further interview to ascertain the final determination.
These passengers who just arrived here speak about the processes.
It was okay, not too much problem at the airport. They told me that I need to do another test. I did the test and it was negative. Now, that is it. It's not a difficult process at all. And it's my second time in Ghana in 4 months.
When you get in, your details are going to be taken, and then your PCR COVID test is going to be taken. You'll be taken through the process. You pay $150. It takes just 45 minutes. Nothing changed really.
This is the last but one stage for Port Health. You've gone through all the processes, and upon arrival, you have to have your results declared to you. So this is the final point where the results are declared. And thanks to digitization, the passport has a code affixed on it right from the lab. So that code is scanned and your result is attached to it. So the Port Health official will then print out the result. As you can see, she's just printed one. She will explain the results to the client. If it's negative, then you proceed out through the other steps. But if it is positive, then they will lead you to the holding area so that subsequent actions will be taken. So this is the final point where the results are declared and explanations are given to the passenger. As you can see, it's happening. So there are several booths here where this activity is being carried out.
The procedures are not any different here at the departures terminal of the Kotoka International Airport. When passengers get here, they are made to go through the thermal scanners. They are also supposed to go through the validation process to authenticate the PCR test results or certificates that they are presenting to the authorities before they unplane from here to their various destinations in Europe, Africa, wherever they may be going. So that's how the processes all round up here at the Kotoka International Airport. TV3 News, Komla Adam reporting.
Let me tell you about my favorite superhero. She is always on duty 24/7. It's like she never sleeps. She solves problems fast. I think she might be faster than the speed of light. She is so strong. She can carry a human on her back, cook and clean at the same time. Amazing. And she has so much love to give. That is my envy.